Peter, thank you very much. There are loads of unanswered questions to do with this. You are obviously trying to answer them. You have now presumably completed another day searching. Do you think she's in the river?
Again, Patrick, I don't want to speculate over this again. I don't want to be one of the speculators. It's a difficult one. We have conducted searches downriver yesterday, and we've searched the area where the police divers originally searched. I mean, let's go wind the clock back a bit. When Nicola went missing on the day, the police divers were deployed into the river here to search, and normally if somebody drowns they go straight to the bottom, and that's in my 20 odd years of experience of dealing with drowning victims, you know, done the hundreds of cases. Now they go to the bottom, the river's slow moving, they won't go far, but the police divers, who are very professional, did not even find her then, and that's the weird thing.
A lot is being made of, this is a tidal river in parts, and you know, it's shallower in certain areas, it's deeper in others. I think there are quite a lot of people who really are struggling to believe that if she was in there now, after such extensive searches as you've said, that she wouldn't have been found.
Yeah, I mean, there's a weir just down from the bench where I'm standing now where Nicola's phone was found and the dog harness, and the police divers have been in again today, but we've been using high-frequency side-scan sonar in this stretch today, and it's so detailed I can even see every stone of it. She's not in this stretch. We also sonared the other side down yesterday in the tidal river. Now, if you take a football on a tidal river, and anyone who works on the Thames will confirm this, you throw a football in, when the ebbing tide, when the tide goes out, the ball will go down the stream, and then as soon as the tide turns, it will come back in again. It'll end up back at the same place. We see dead animals doing that in rivers when we search. So for Nicola to get out of the sea would be impossible, literally. It's such a long way in the 11 days. It's an awful long way down. And there's also lots of shallows. Over the weir, it's very shallow. It's all stones, even if the river level was up slightly. So I don't know.
No, and look, I understand absolutely that you don't want to speculate. I'm sure our viewers and our listeners there can read into what you're saying. I mean, it's difficult not to speculate when it does simply seem to boil down to an issue at the minute, which is she in the river or not? And taking at face value everything that you've said there, it does look increasingly unlikely that she is. The police did issue that conference earlier on. And, Peter, I don't know if you saw it. I think you might have been there, actually. But they did say, basically, look...
I was working. No, I was working.
Oh, fair enough, yeah. But they did say that, with respect, you're not necessarily in possession of all of the full facts or any more information than any normal member of the public. What did you make of that?
Well, if there's any more facts that we don't know about, I mean, normally we work along the side of the police, and if you haven't got the facts, then you can't conduct a proper search. It's very difficult without that information. Normally I'm privy to that information on a lot of these searches. I'm dealing with a lot of classified work, and obviously I don't ever speak about that, but this is, if there's more information, I certainly don't know about it, which it would be useful to know.
I can imagine, yes, absolutely. There are as well some strange things perhaps that don't seem to add up in this case. And, for example, you seem to be saying that the bench itself wasn't a particularly secured area. There wasn't a load of police tape around it. There are issues with the dog as well. I mean, why it wasn't behaving in a more erratic way or more worked up, for example. Do you have a look at this particular operation now and identify some elements to this that don't seem to add up for you?
I don't know honestly about the police operation. I mean, the police were here on day one with the underwater search team, and it was, to be fair here, if it's a crime scene, then the area's sealed off as a crime. When you work on a drowning, which this is, then you know you would tape the area off anyway. Normally you tape an area off and keep the public away, because you're dealing with a drowning, a search operation where the public shouldn't be allowed because they don't want to see what you're going to recover. So yeah, I've said about the decoy. What I said is, if Nicola is not here anywhere where we can't find her, then I've worked on cases where a phone has been not a phone. We found a stiletto shoe by a river once on a search of murder up north near Scunthorpe, Alston Ferry, and the shoe was laid by the river by the murderer to detract the search from that area, and she was actually found in a haystack miles away. And that's the reason I said that, if she's not here and there's no sign of her anywhere over the next few days, then I can understand why people are speculating about this. You've got to keep an open mind on this type of inquiry. But obviously, if the police have got more information than I know about, then, that will be useful a lot of the time on extra information. It helps you with the search. But that might not be important information.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense, wouldn't it, to give the chap with the world-class sonar technology the opportunity to try to use that to the best of his abilities. I mean, that would seem quite an obvious thing there. Can I just ask you a couple of quick ones, if that's all right? I've had viewers getting in touch saying, just how deep is the river exactly where the police seem to think that Nicola went in? And also, how did you come to be involved in this search? Did the family get in touch with you? How did it work?
Right, so it went out about where Nicola went in, just off from the bank, is about 4 metres, so that a deep pipe. So deep enough to drown, but also a big trough and deep enough to go in, which the police thoroughly searched with their divers, wasn't there, and searched down the river. How did we get involved? Well, this search has been going on. Whenever somebody goes missing, we get lots of requests to our control room to assist. Now, we don't call the police because we cover police diving operations for Kent, Essex, Surrey, Sussex, Thames Valley and Hampshire Police. So we are the official dive team. So we get called on emergency calls and deal with it straight away. Now, in this particular case, this is not our area. So we got lots of calls through control. Can you help this family? So we contacted the family through social media, and then they requested us through the police. And then later on that afternoon, the police agreed that we could come up and assist them, and we've been working closely ever since. And that's how we actually got involved with this inquiry. All
right, just one final one very quickly,
please. Offered that, and
go on. Yeah. Well, no, I'll start if you don't mind. Just a bit press of time. Just a bit press of time. So, are you going to be searching for a good number of days, or are you going to draw a line under this at some point and say, look, I think enough's enough now?
Yeah, we'll probably be here for the next couple of days, Patrick, just to iron everything out. I want to be sure to put my name to this search that, we've checked everything. I'm very thorough, and I want to make sure we've done the most thorough job and try and bring some form of closure or confirm or deny the river to the family and the police.